Speaking of City, Nobbins,
Hello.
an important win tonight because you don't really want to be going into this game against Arsenal with 3 games without a win. There was a few moments where it looked like it might get away from you, but you guys came out on top again.
Yeah, first of all, big up Newcastle for showing that PSG are absolute frauds and prove me right every single season. Yes, really good win. We've never won at RB Leipzig, actually. We've been there twice. We lost once and drew once. So really important to get the win. On paper, this is probably our hardest away game. You might say, away in Serbia maybe is like technically harder, but because of the atmosphere. But certainly in terms of the personnel, this is our trickiest game. So important to get the win. Probably important from a narrative perspective as well, because if we didn't win, this would have been the 3rd game on the bounce we haven't won. I personally wasn't worried about that because one of them was a League Cup game, which wasn't really that relevant anyway. The Wolves game is, but yeah, we were really good. Silly defensive mistake by Kanji for the goal we conceded, but I was happy with the game overall. Foden is unbelievable. Rico Lewis is only 18 and is absolutely bossing it as an 8 now. He can play it right back. He can play as a sort of like a 6. And now he's doing the 8-10 hybrid role. It's fantastic. Foden, again, demonstrating different strings to his bow, linking up with Grealish on the left. Haaland does need to stop missing. It's getting a little bit annoying, but at the same time, he's top scorer in the Premier League. I think he scored like 10 days ago. So it's not like a massive issue for me, to be honest. Like, and some mad City fans online saying, what's happened to Haaland? Literally nothing. He scored like 10 days ago. Don't worry about it. Yeah, exactly. He will be fine. I'd be more worried if he wasn't getting the chances, but he is getting the chances and the finishing will return because it is Erling Haaland at the end of the day. So yeah, just a fan. And then Doku came on. Alvarez came on. Alvarez is ridiculous, by the way.
He's the truth, man. He's the truth.
Yeah, it's sort of unfair that he is that good and he's not even being played in the right position. He's a striker playing as an 8-10.
How old is he, sorry? How old is Alvarez?
He's slightly older than Haaland. He's 23, I believe. I think he's a few months older than Haaland, so he's 23. And he's just ridiculous, as I say. Not playing out position all the time. Striker as an attacking midfielder. He's probably the closest we're going to get to at City in terms of replacing De Bruyne's ball striking ability. We don't really have anyone else like that. I'm just incredibly impressed with a lot of assets of City's game tonight. It's just a shame we're not going to have Rodri on Sunday. But Bernardo starting, that's
really?
massive.
You were impressed by Man City today? Impressed.
You found a way to get the job done,
That's how you would put it. Like you were impressed.
With those specific individuals I just listed. Yeah.
Okay.
I was impressed with. Yeah.
I am not gonna come into Slack City, but however, to be honest with you, in my note I said you had a lot of position, but there was no individual that was able to drive at them and make things happen other than Foden. When Doku came in and Alvarez,
Rico Lewis as well.
That's the thing. When Doku came in and Alvarez, you see the difference between someone who can drive at defense and unlock 10 players behind the ball. That's the difference.
I think I take that on board, but I think there's a lot of context as well of. I think honestly, Pep probably would have been happy with a draw, to be honest. As I say, we've never won there before. It is even though it is City and it is only Leipzig or whatever, it is still an away game in the Champions League quite early on in the group where we don't quite know how the table is going to materialize. I think that if this was a must-win game, I think you probably would see a more intense City potential as well, and then maybe you would be more impressed.
Was it a case of they're playing within themselves, and if they needed to raise a level, they would?
I personally think so. I think so. Yeah, you could just like tell this is a very not casual is not the right word, but as I say, it wasn't overly intense.
It's functional machine like at the moment. City.
Yeah, exactly. They've got get the job done.
They've got the individuals to get the job done, and Alvarez is just. You can say all about Haaland; he's a great goal scorer, but Alvarez is that player.
Yeah,
he's ridiculous. And then when you've got the likes of, brilliant, as you say, Alvarez to bring on, and then even Doku to bring on, and I think he's averaging like a take on every 4 minutes or something. It's just ridiculous. Like he's a fullback's nightmare. Yes, so Gvardiol is fantastic, defensively solid. I have question marks about Akanji's defending, question marks about can he play this John Stones role. He's getting better at it, but he is caught in possession too frequently for my
I think
liking.
Can allow him a night. You can allow him a night off because he's.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to be overly critical, obviously, but I am. I'm being a bit of a perfectionist there. But I thought, look, we got the win. That's the most important thing. 6 points now, top of the table, and from here should win.
Professional performance. It's a professional.
Exactly. Yeah.
performance.
Not as Newcastle, but it did the job.
Leipzig are they're in good form. They played Bayern off the park last Saturday and have done really well in the Bundesliga. I watch almost all of their games. Like they are a well-drilled, good side. Lukeba has been a phenomenal addition. Simons, Forsberg, I think, is also decent. They got a good squad and a good team. They showed up to play against you guys. They frustrated you for a bit of it, but I credit to you guys. You guys had that quality and the resilience to go away to a ground that you haven't won in 2 years to get the dub. So credit to you.
Definitely, yeah. Like they definitely aren't shit. Like a lot of people think, City, Haaland scored 5 goals against them last season. Yeah, but that was at the Etihad, totally different context. They aren't a terrible team at all, and they look threatening on the counter attack for the most part. Aside from the one goal, I thought we did well to limit them. So yeah, I'm more than happy to be honest with the performance and the results.
Hamza, do you agree there with what Nobbins is that to say?
Yeah, I have to say, like, listen, Leipzig, they're a very, very tough team. Like, they're way tough than loans on these Galatasaray and all these jokers.
You can argue PSG.
They beat Bayern Munich 3-0 easy beginning, and Bayern Munich were lucky to have drawn with them 2-2. They outclassed them. They're a fantastic team. To go there and thump Leipzig and to contain them, they didn't have any threat. Like, there's no threat. More was saying like, oh, did we?
What about Openda?
We were playing at home. I'm not disrespecting Leipzig, but it was men against boys. We had them. We contained them. They couldn't do anything.
I thought Openda was a threat, to be fair.
They didn't do anything. There was nothing that they had. Other than that counter-attack that they scored that goal. But City just changed the game. The thing is, I've said before, one thing I'm criticizing City is we need more players to win us games. We need extra players. But today, Pep showed why we are the best team in Europe. Not any other team, other than probably Real Madrid, will walk it. Not even Real Madrid. They don't walk into Leipzig and beat them 3-1. No one else. We beat them. We contain them. Rodri, masterclass again. Vardy showed why, at such a young age, he's one of the best defenders in the world by far. I've been saying it for a long while. And then you see the composure when he keeps the ball. He's under pressure. He doesn't panic. And you see, when I used to say to people a long time ago that Julian Alvarez reminded me of Gabriel Batistuta, people laughed at me. Oh, what do you mean? I said, look at his shot. Have you seen how Gabriel Batistuta, when he shoots, bang, top corner, curls, top corner. He never jokes around. He's the only finisher. He's deadly up front. Deadly finisher.
Alvarez doesn't slam the ball at 1,000,000 miles
he
an hour.
Doesn't joke.
Like
he doesn't place the ball. He's so confident up front, Yeah. And he was the guy that never got the credit for Argentina's World Cup. Never got the credit. Sure. Because if they had played most guys Lautaro, these guys would have been out the World Cup by qualifying stage against Saudi Arabia. Alvarez comes on, he changes Argentina, amazing the World Cup. He wins everything as a player. He's won everything as a player at the age of 23. No players ever won. And Haaland, for me, confidence, man. Don't worry about it. Great players have not done well. Couple of games, R9 and all these guys, they've not done well. But you need to back them. I back all my players. But one thing about it is, it's a warning to Arsenal, who are giving all that, and they couldn't even do it against loans. They were giving all that, a team that finished 15th in League A. And then Newcastle there. Big up Newcastle. Why St. James Park is football heritage in the Champions League? I recall when I was a child and I watched them beat them with Keith Gillespie cross, Faustina Spear header. Never forget it. My brother's a Newcastle fan. Newcastle in St. James Park, they're tough. I lost to them last week. I was humble. I put my hand up. But every other these stadium, Emirates, and they're not.
Hang on. I'm going to call you out. I'm going to call you out. Hang on. I'm going to call you out. And then people are going to call me an Arsenal lover. These are, it's about heritage. If you say Newcastle and St. James's Park has got Champions League heritage, you do realize like Arsenal beat at home the club that's considered the greatest club team of all time in Barcelona. Like they have done that before. Like Arsenal have got, listen, they haven't won it, right? And I'm not taking anything away from Newcastle tonight. But to say Newcastle have Champions League heritage, they haven't done anywhere near as much in the Champions League as Newcastle. Slow down on that one a little bit.
We got some iconic moments in the Champions League, but not any long, deep tournament run.
Exactly.
We have
In
some iconic
Newcastle,
moments. but we need
Listen,
run.
Arsenal are not intimidating the Emirates. People don't understand. Emirates is not intimidating. Are we serious? I
No, but you
promise
can say that because you're City, because you go
seen in
slap them
Europe,
every time.
The new
yeah,
school ground.
Newcastle, the fan base, I don't know about it, that these guys are loud. I feel when I go play in Liverpool, Newcastle, it's like, whoa, man, these fans are
KDB.
passionate. Like, I give them credit for that. We don't have passionate fans like this. These guys are rocking. The time we had it was we rocked Real Madrid fans. We rocked Real Madrid when Real Madrid spoke about the worst night in their history.
I love
was
Ham,
City. The atmosphere. The Marca said it. I didn't say it. Marca said it. But St. James Park, the reason why they won today is you could hear the stadium. You could feel the aura. You know, Newcastle fans, they've been through it. These guys love football. It's everything. Arsenal fans are working in a bank. They're going home and their coffee been here too long. These guys are proper passionate fans. I'm so proud of my guys.
You're
so
talking
proud
about
I wanna
Arsenal.
see them
You're
lift
really
what
talking about Arsenal. You're bringing Arsenal today. I don't know why, but without Rodri,
He
you're
brings
going
them
to
every
Mo-
stream.
Mo-
He brings them every stream.
Mo, I'll
guys,
take the
guys,
compliment.
you're going without Rodri. Rodri was the glue today, and I saw that. And if you don't see it, you don't want to see it. Rodri was the glue today. He's the one who glues that team together. Without Rodri, going to the Emirates, can you still be the same as confident as you are today against Leipzig, going to the Emirates?
Absolutely. And Emirates doesn't intimidate. Fulham have gone there to get a draw with 10 men. What are we doing here? You're laughing more, but it's true.
I think it's a different Hamza. I think it's a different kind of imitation. I think it's a different kind of because every stadium, every fan base has their own vibe to it.
Yeah,
like when you go away to Turkey or Cervena Zvezda, you're afraid that you're going to get a freaking glass bottle or a pistol
Old
shot.
Trafford used to have this vibe with Ferguson era in the champ. You used to just go there and say, "Oh my God,
we're going to lose."
Yeah.
But what I'm going to say is this: I'm not suggesting for a moment, and I know why you're bringing Arsenal up because you're playing them this week.
Yeah.
Arsenal also have been a long time without having a Champions League game at home. Their first Champions League game at home in 5, 6, 7 years. They just went and won 4-0 as well. So let's just keep things like on an even kill here. And listen, if you're going to talk history of Arsenal, look, they've had some great results home and away against some impeccable teams in the Champions League. And I'm taking nothing away from Newcastle tonight, but to suggest that Newcastle's Champions League pedigree is above Arsenal's. We know, Hamza, that you used to be an Arsenal fan and you hate on them now because you left them. But we get it. This is